What's up, traders? Going one for two. The loser was basically break even, so we're just going to jump right into it as always. Again, if you want to watch these trades live over on Twitch, feel free. It'll be in the pinned comment below. TXMD, this was our first trade. Again, there was really nothing to trade today. This was the only thing that even looked remotely close to something I'd trade based off of the type of movement. As you can see, there was a lot of volume. Got a nice little pop up to that resistance area from pre-market. Usually I would wait for extension away from that area, but today we just weren't getting anything. And at this point it was, what time was it? 9:50. So 20 minutes had gone by. I'm like, I really want to trade something. And as you can see, this doesn't look too bad if you discount that one candle from pre-market, but I also use that as a possible resistance considering we made the move up to that point. And I started it actually small. I took 700 shares, but considering, it's only moving, it's only 2 cents per bar here. It wasn't really that big. So every 10 cents would have been $70. And to get another 10 cents would have been up at 70 or 68 cents. So if it would have got up to there, obviously would have been really happy in adding, probably would have actually added more than 700. But as you can see, it started to struggle. So I actually got more towards a starter position when it decided to go just a little bit higher. I ended up adding 500 shares. So 700 here, 500 here, giving us a total of the 1,200 shares. And as you can see, it started to come back down and we just kind of started to scale out. So even with 1,200 shares, we still only ended up making 14 bucks on this trade. I was really hoping to get this move down. It did fake me out a little bit. And I was looking to hold that remaining bit all the way down towards low of day. Probably would have ended up taking it off somewhere around this 50 mark, or maybe on the VWAP reclaim, something like that. So definitely wouldn't still be holding it, but it did fake me out, as you can see, right before it decided to make that drop. So that was a little frustrating. And then our other trade was on CODX, and this one was a bit of, it looked good, but it didn't move very well. As you can see, we got a nice little pop up through previous resistance, went up through the whole dollar. The problem with this one was it wasn't that big of an extension when it started to jiggle the first time, which was at 966. I mean, it wasn't, in hindsight, this thing could have easily have went to like 10 to have like a real move. And this extension wasn't really that big. And I think my first entry, I should have been a little bit more patient with. If I was, would have probably been an easier trade. But the fact that I managed it the way that I did, I can't really be too upset with it. It sucked that, as you can see, there was literally like no pullback. It was all green candles on the entire way up, minus this one red candle, which essentially should have been a green candle. If you look at it, it was basically still in that upward trend. And it just held that trend the whole way. The 9 caught up to it. It just kind of kept riding it. And the fact that I managed to get out of this one break even, I was actually fine with. We were actually almost small green right before this decided to bump back up. And the spread on this was actually pretty bad as well. So we ended up taking a small loss on the remaining shares there, which ended up making it basically a small loss / break even trade. So that was it. I wasn't putting really any size into anything today because there was nothing to trade. And the two that I did take felt kind of forced. So with that, I just took smaller share size and I'm going to come out unscathed. It still ended up being a green day. It's 2 days in a row where it was a bit of a frustrating day to start off this new year, but sometimes you just got to take what you can get and move on. So again, we're green. So there is a plus side. Back in the day, we'd probably be fighting things and end up red and be frustrated, figure out why we're not making money, et cetera, et cetera. But hey, patience, waiting, all of that, it is trading. Cash is a position. We always have to remember that. Sitting on the sidelines, waiting for a trade to come to you is valuable in itself. It means you're not forcing trades and taking possible losing trades that have nothing to do with your edge. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Always appreciate that support. If you do have any questions or comments, leave them down below. You can find me on Discord, find me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.